Welcome to GNV On The Move. I'm your host, Jennifer Smart. Housing affordability is a challenge across the country, and we're feeling its impacts in our community. Over the years, the city has partnered with the Gainesville Housing Authority to transform neighborhoods, especially in East Gainesville. Malcolm Kiner will join us from the Housing Authority to discuss this partnership and some exciting new projects underway. We'll also take a look at Gainesville Fire Rescue's new state-of-the-art fire truck, which can carry 500 gallons of water and features battery-powered rescue tools and a 100-foot aerial ladder. But first, here's our conversation with at-large Gainesville City Commissioner Cynthia Chestnut. She'll share her thoughts about economic development for the city of Gainesville and the transformational projects being planned for the 8th Avenue and Waldo Road corridors. Dr. Cynthia Moore Chestnut was first elected to the Gainesville City Commission in 1987. She went on to serve as an Alachua County Commissioner and Florida State House Representative. In January 2022, Dr. Chestnut was again elected to Gainesville City government, and she is currently in her second term as a commissioner at large. Commissioner Chestnut, welcome to GNV On The Move.
My pleasure. I'm delighted to be here.
The first thing that I'd like to do is have you tell us a little bit more about your career, because it has been, quite impressive, and it has been at all levels of government as a policymaker.
Well, it's been a wonderful journey. I would say my family has always been committed to public service. And so being in the forefront and trying to fight for people who couldn't necessarily speak for themselves has been a real treat. And very, very rewarding.
I am interested in what compelled you to get into politics. You started out as, I believe, faculty at the University of Florida.
I was in the speech and hearing clinic, so in an instructional role. I started out there. Actually, started out at Takachali, which was Sunland Training Center, as a speech pathologist. And then later went on to the university in their speech and hearing clinic. And from there, I decided to work on a doctorate, and I needed to get administrative experience. And I actually came to work for the City of Gainesville as the affirmative action officer.
And you found that you liked working within city government?
I did. I always admired city government, because city government is very, very close to the people. You can't go to Publix, the post office, or to church without someone sharing with you their thoughts, their beliefs, and that's wonderful. It sort of keeps you on your toes, but it keeps you informed.
I think I would like to know, too, how you became the person that we know now, because to us, it's almost like you sprang fully formed as this experienced politician. So what was it in those early days that gave you the vision to take you through all of these career steps to where you are now and to do the things that you have managed to do for the community?
I think I would say that I didn't bite off a big chunk. I sort of stuck to my arena. My arena has always been in education. So I'm not a finance person. I'm not an environmental expert, but I feel very comfortable in community engagement and education. And so when you look at our focus on those issues, then I can perform. Otherwise, I just listen to the others and learn.
And make comments that are often very astute and help direct the conversation in a way that reaches the goal that you intended to.
Well, I think that's due to mature leadership and seasoned leadership. So I think you kind of learn as you go through this journey to listen, be attentive, and learn that you don't have to comment on everything, but you just need to weigh in on what's really important and when it's important.
This is interesting because it sounds like a patient approach. And one of the notes I had made for myself is that you tend to play, from my perspective, it's like you play the long game. A lot of people seem to want things done right away. Mm-hmm. And you understand clearly that that's not how it works. And yet you have your eyes on these goals and you continue marching toward them.
That's true. I learned that you have to be patient, very patient in government, because everything is not going to happen at once. When you are in public service, you have the service, but very few funds. So you learn to wait, to listen, and to really just bide your time, and then to jump into the fray. But I think that my words are few, but I think that they're meaningful when I make them.
I would agree. And these transformational projects for East Gainesville, I think these are a prime example of knowing what you want to see and taking those steps very intently with a lot of integrity, a lot of purpose. Talk to us a little bit about what that has been for you and what you see for East Gainesville.
Right. The transformation for East Gainesville, you talk about taking the long term, the long view, really started back with the North Florida Regional Planning Council and Tom Coward. When Tom Coward was on the county commission, he set forward what was called Plan East Gainesville. And in that, we were going to look at trying to revitalize East Gainesville with economic development and bringing in various services. That has taken a long, long time. But today, I can say that the stars have aligned. Everyone seems to be in concert with us. The City of Gainesville has taken very, very bold moves, long-term, very committed in looking at Citizens Field and looking at Waldo Road, the whole Duval area corridor, and just all of East Gainesville. So that has been just very, very exciting to see and to participate in. And the County Commission is working on housing. The Gainesville Housing Authority has the choice grants. And and City of Gainesville really led the way there with the affordable housing grants through the APA,
the American Rescue Plan Act grants. Those were for Jesse's Village, for Woodland Park,
yes.
I believe.
Right. But it all started with the Biden administration. President Biden put forward this money, and the City Commission was very bold in earmarking $8 million for housing. And with that, we have lots of projects in place from Jesse's Village, as you said, but looking at another development with the Ed Jennings project, working with the Community Land Trust. It's just a lot of different pieces coming together. And then we move on from Waldo Road to Hawthorne Road, and there we have University of Florida Eastside Urgent Care Center. That has long been a dream to get on the east side, and it's there. It's well utilized, and I think when Shands evaluates it, they're going to see just what a cost savings has been to have it right there in place. Then we will have the transportation hub there. We're working on getting a food truck project there as well. So it's just a lot of things are just emerging, and you just feel East Gainesville is just bubbling.
And you've been a very strong champion of this all along, and you named some of the wonderful partners that have come aboard to work on all of this. And I feel that you've got a vision or some sort of idea of where you want it to end up, and you're seeing these pieces move into place, or you are helping to move them. What is the vision for East Gainesville?
Well, housing, affordable housing, economic development, getting economy along the Waldo Road corridor. But all of that is going to start with the Citizens Field complex, our Martin Luther King complex. The school board is going to take on Citizens Field, and that should be up and ready by 27, we hope. We're crossing our fingers. But we're going to redo and have a brand new Martin Luther King Center that is well utilized by the community, an aquatics area, 2 pools, a championship pool, and one for the community, and then multi-purpose fields. So it's going to be an area that I think that will pull all of Gainesville to it. And And that's exciting. And then I'm very excited about the grants from the redevelopment agency because they're offering money to do exterior development in the area. And I had a call the other day from a church who was working on their grant, trying to get it submitted because they're going to work on landscaping outside of their area.
That is exciting. I brought the booklet that we created for that because everyone in the city is excited about this. And this is funding from the GCRA supported by Alachua County. And it does have a number of different grants for people along that corridor or the 8th and Waldo area. $2 million.
That's very nice. Yeah, a $2 million. $2 million
available
each.
for all of these property owners. I think roughly 120 different properties, and these are facade grants and site improvement grants. And I think the exciting thing really is that it shows the level of confidence and enthusiasm the City of Gainesville has for this area, and everything that is sort of encompassed by the 8th and Waldo Transformational Project that you have helped to craft.
I agree with you, but most of all, the community is so excited about this because it takes the word commitment to another level. When you really put funds on the ground, right down at the area where people can access them, that's what they're excited about. And it's like fulfilling a dream. And then not only that, we're also working on the McPherson Center as well, and that engaging the community to see what they would like to do in terms of renovating that area. But the transformational grants are going to be very, very exciting.
You also speak of community outreach a lot. Workshops, talking to people, and bringing things to the community, like the holiday parade that you also were the champion of. So I'd like to know, too, what your thoughts are about how this interaction with the people of Gainesville and listening to them and following what they want from an elected commissioner, how that plays into your approach.
Well, the holiday parade is something that they had not seen for 30 years. So to bring it back and to, the first year was very interesting getting it organized, but it was a dream fulfilled because people wanted to see it. And now everyone is so excited. They start planning early in the year to get their floats together, to get their teams together, and they are just excited to be in it. People from all over town and from out of town want to participate in it. They love the parade. They love that this is something that that they can all participate in. And so many of the other cities have holiday parades, and we were really lacking.
Now we have City Hall Plaza, which will be part of the sort of the landscape of the parade. I was just told that the tree lighting will be in City Hall Plaza this year.
And
it's going to, again, be transformational.
Yes. Well, I think the whole community is just going to be surprised when they see that plaza. I never realized so much space was there, but this is something I've been able to watch each day going into City Hall. And it is just going to be so beautiful.
And I like the way that it keeps in mind the importance of the history of the city, the history of the space, and sort of returns it to the community because now it's a place where you really could see people gathering.
You could. We invite people to come have lunch, sit and talk, come make your speeches, your rallies, but it is just, I think the community is just going to be very proud. And I have to applaud Phil Mann and our former city manager, Cynthia for the vision in pulling that all together.
It's a wonderful way to close the interview. Commissioner Chestnut, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
After the break, we'll meet Gainesville Housing Authority Chief Operating Officer Malcolm Kiner and discuss some of the projects the authority is working on, including the expansion of the Woodland Park development in East Gainesville.
Are you ready for some music? Get ready to rock, roll, and groove every Friday night all summer and fall at the Bo Diddley Plaza in historic downtown Gainesville. Catch the best local music under the stars. Bring your lawn chairs, blankets, and kids to the Free Fridays concert series. The fun starts at 7 Friday nights, and again, it's free. For a full schedule, visit GainesvilleFL.gov/Bo Diddley Plaza.
car burglaries are the #1 crime in the city of Gainesville. GPD asks all of our neighbors to lock your doors, to keep your valuables out of sight. If your wallet, your keys, or a firearm are left in sight in your car, the chances of your car being burglarized increase exponentially. Help reduce this crime in the city of Gainesville by keeping your valuables out of sight, locking your vehicles, and taking your keys inside. With these simple steps, you can avoid becoming a victim of the #1 crime in the city of Gainesville, car burglaries.
Do you have concerns about trees around your home or in your area? Now's the time to report hazardous trees or request removal before hurricane season begins June 1st. Visit GainesvilleFL.gov/trees for more information. Are you looking to trim branches which can damage utility lines or your property? Work with a licensed and certified arborist. While the right trees may help protect your property during a hurricane, a poorly maintained tree may face a greater likelihood of breaking or falling during a storm. As we approach the start of hurricane season, be prepared, not scared.
Malcolm Kiner serves as the Chief Operating Officer for the Gainesville Housing Authority, which provides and manages affordable housing options. Malcolm, welcome to GNV On The Move.
Thanks for having me.
So we were just talking to Commissioner Chestnut, and she was bringing up the support that the Gainesville City Commission has dedicated to GHA through American Rescue Plan Act funds, committing more than $4 million in ARPA funding to Woodland Park, I know, and some other projects. So one of the exciting things is that you have a lot coming to fruition right now at GHA.
Yes, we do. It's an exciting time and perhaps a catalytic time for the Gainesville Housing Authority. Want to thank Commissioner Chestnut, the mayor, all of the commissioners in City of Gainesville. They've been an incredible partner as we have pursued redevelopment opportunities at basically all of our public housing sites. And so as you alluded, the city did grant us $4.1 million that helped fund a gap we had in the financing for Woodland Park. Overall, Woodland Park is a $50 million redevelopment, one of the largest redevelopments in East Gainesville. We're currently under construction. We replaced 78 outdated public housing units, and we're coming back online with 144 brand new state-of-the-art units, along with a new, I guess you could call it clubhouse and community center with all of the new things that everybody deserves in a community: a fitness room, a new community room, a new post office there, or obviously a mail room within the community.
One of the things that I'm interested in learning is how GHA guided these strategies to get this housing stock, which was so old and needed so many improvements, to the point where you have things popping everywhere and good, wonderful progress in so many of these neighborhoods.
So first and foremost, the credit for that vision and that strategy goes to our CEO, Mrs. Pamela Davis, along with our Board of Commissioners. So at the end of 2019, Ms. Davis and the Board of Commissioners completed a strategic business plan for the Gainesville Housing Authority. That plan was adopted in early 2020, and it laid out a 5-year strategy for the Housing Authority to look at all aspects of our business, but very importantly, the redevelopment of our older public housing. And so our board, at the time we thought it was a lofty goal, set out for us to bring 500 what we call affordable housing opportunities online in the Gainesville community. So up until that plan expired, we reached about 364 brand new affordable housing opportunities within the Gainesville-Alachua County community.
So was it a surprise that you were actually able to pull it off?
It's a term we use at the Housing Authority that we've kind of outlawed, saying that things are heavy lift. It was daunting at first, but as we continued to do the work, we continued to chop the wood, we realized that we were going to accomplish it. We recently completed our brand new 5-year strategic plan, and we've set out with even a loftier goal. And that's to create 600 new affordable housing opportunities for Gainesville Housing Authority, and also through our nonprofit instrumentality, the Gainesville Housing Development and Management Corporation, bring an additional 100 online through that entity.
I think that's fantastic. And it's, of course, a city where affordable housing seems to be the topic to discuss, the problem to solve on every level, on every day. You hear this conversation.
It is. The housing crisis it's a nationwide crisis. It hits home, obviously, in Gainesville, as the rental rates are continuing to increase and affordability is becoming an issue. There's a need for affordable housing. The populations that we serve, just to lay out a few statistics, about 74 to 78% of our either public housing or our voucher participants are considered extremely low income, and that's at about 30% of the AMI. So we know there's a severe need. We have over 1,000 individuals that sit on both of our waiting lists, and so we're just trying to fill the gap, as well as fill the gap for workforce housing as well, for those folks that are earning up to 120% of the area median income.
I'd like you to talk about the Choice Neighborhood Grant too, because this was something that was so very exciting at City Hall. The commissioners, the leadership, everybody was celebrating the planning grant you had received. And I'd like to learn more about that. And then you also have submitted for an implementation grant as well.
That is correct. So in 2023, the City of Gainesville City Commission hosted a joint meeting with the Gainesville Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. And it was at that meeting that both boards agreed to apply as co-applicants for the planning grant, the Choice Neighborhood Planning Grant. So we went through the process, and what that process includes is us reaching out into the community, creating partnerships with nonprofits and other local entities that wish to work within an area that is identified as an area of need. And so in our case, it was along the East University Avenue corridor, where we have 3 public housing complexes. But the focus was the Pine Meadows neighborhood and the Lake Terrace neighborhood. We also identified a segment of the community, about a 1.5-mile radius, that we were going to focus on. And so what that required is for us to do a lot of surveys, not only within the community, but also with our clients, with the folks that are there at the community, a lot of workshops, so that these individuals, these folks that are in the community, can tell us what they want to see the future of their neighborhood look like. The planning grant was a $500,000 grant that allowed us to do that study. It was a 2-year study. We turned in our transformation plan in September of last year. Now from that, and a lot of folks don't know, there was what's called an early implementation project. What we decided to do, we developed a training center, the Elite Force Training Center there at the Pine Meadows campus, is to develop a plaza concept. The City of Gainesville, again, as our partner, contributed some funding to this site. And so it allows us to have a flexible community space where our entrepreneurs can come out and sell goods, or we can host community events. We've also partnered with Chef Carl from Underground Kitchen to create a commissary kitchen there at what was a former barbershop site. And in another apartment, we have renovated that and turned that into a flexible space for our teens. So we're really excited about the opportunity that Choice has presented. And to the follow-up point of the implementation grant is the game changer. And so we have our fingers crossed right now. We applied on March 9th for $26 million from the federal government to now allow us to implement the transformation plan that we put together. And so what that means for the community, specifically the Lake Terrace community, is that it would allow us to start the transformation of the Lake Terrace development, where we have 100 current units and potentially come back with 250 units of new affordable housing.
That would be amazing. And a lot of these things seem very innovative, very creative. I know the Elite Training Center is something that everybody was very excited about as well. And it brings a lot of support to the community in ways that are outside of housing, but are very complementary.
And so, again, it's our leadership. It's Ms. Pamela Davis. She's one of her key focuses since she's been at the Gainesville Housing Authority is self-sufficiency. We understand, obviously, there's a need for affordable housing, but we also encourage those who participate in our programs to get in, to get up, and to get out. And so what we're doing at the Elite Training Center, we're doing everything from GED courses. We've had several cohorts of entrepreneurship courses. We have partnerships with Santa Fe College. We have partnerships with UF Trio, where they're teaching OSHA certification. We currently are wrapping up a course through Santa Fe that is teaching individuals on how to actually work in apartment maintenance or how to turn a unit. And what's really neat about that program is it allows those individuals who are training at night on Mondays and Wednesdays to bring their children, where they have a certified teacher there who works with those students on STEM activities while their parents are in class learning a new skill that can help change their life.
This is so great. And so the things that energize you the most right now, because we're almost out of time, we have about a minute. What energizes you? What are the things that you see that are really going to change the lives of people in Gainesville?
What energizes me, as I always have to put this in, as a local kid that grew up here, is just we are taking a step towards really making change in East Gainesville, within the East Gainesville community. Left out that we have been financed at the tune of about $42 million for another workforce development that's going to be just north of the Walgreens along East University and Waldo Road. That's going to be coming online and starting construction at the end of this year. So I'm just really excited about all the movement, all of the pieces. The Oak Park development, which is a high-rise development off of Main Street and 8th Avenue, we've been funded again at another tune of about $38 million to actually go in and redevelop that property, not tear it down, but to come in, break it down to the studs, and then bring it back and give it life again and to allow it to last for another 50 years. So just excited about all the opportunities that the Housing Authority is pursuing. And, we're just looking forward to the future.
It is wonderful to see it all coming together. Mel Kiner, COO of Gainesville Housing Authority, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into our work at the City of Gainesville. We leave you now with a look at GFR's newest ladder truck, which will operate as an advanced life support unit staffed with state-certified emergency medical technicians and paramedics. Join us again next month as we take another look at GNV On The Move.
Gainesville Fire Rescue unveiled its newest ladder truck at a dedication ceremony at Station 8, located off Northwest 34th Street. Residents, city staff, and firefighters pushed the new truck into the station bay. The tradition dates to the era before motorized vehicles, when placing hand-drawn hose carts and horse-drawn steam engines into the firehouse required a hands-on approach. The city's newest fire engine can carry 500 gallons of water and is equipped with battery-powered extrication tools and a 100-foot aerial ladder.